In the summer of 1990, the small, sleepy town of Greystone was like any other rural American town. Nestled among dense forests and rolling hills, it was a place where everyone knew each other, and secrets rarely stayed hidden. But some secrets are better left buried, and the story of Greystone's haunted past was one such secret. 25-year-old Laura Bennett moved to Greystone in June 1990. Fresh from a failed marriage and looking to start anew, she had inherited her grandmother's old, creaky house on the outskirts of town. The house, though charming in its own rustic way, had always been the subject of local legends. Some said it was haunted by spirits from the town's dark past. Laura, skeptical and practical, dismissed the tales as mere superstition. As Laura settled in, she found a box of old letters and photographs in the attic. Among them was a diary belonging to her grandmother, Eleanor Bennett. The diary hinted at strange occurrences and an unexplained event that happened in 1945, but the details were vague. Intrigued, Laura decided to investigate further, hoping to uncover the truth about her family's history. Laura's inquiries led her to the town's elderly librarian, Mrs. Hopkins. According to Mrs. Hopkins, Greystone had once been home to a mysterious cult that worshipped ancient, forgotten gods. In 1945, a ritual went horribly wrong, and several cult members vanished without a trace. The town covered up the incident, but the spirits of those lost were said to haunt the town, suspended in the dusk, between day and night. Eleanor Bennett had been part of a group that tried to stop the cult. Laura's grandmother, along with a few others, had succeeded in disrupting the ritual, but at a great cost. Eleanor's best friend, Margaret, was among those who vanished. The diary hinted that the spirits of the lost were trapped in a liminal space, neither alive nor dead, and that the house Laura now lived in was a gateway to this realm. As the days passed, strange things began happening in Laura's house. Shadows moved on their own, whispers echoed through the halls, and at dusk, a chill would settle over the place. One evening, Laura found herself unable to move, paralyzed by an unseen force as the sun dipped below the horizon. She heard voices calling her name, pleading for help. Determined to uncover the truth, Laura continued reading the diary. She discovered a hidden compartment in the attic containing an ancient book with instructions on how to perform a counter-ritual. This ritual, if performed correctly, could free the trapped spirits and close the gateway forever. However, the ritual required a blood sacrifice from someone of Bennett blood. With the help of a local historian, Dr. Alan Carter, Laura prepared for the ritual. Dr. Carter was a skeptic, but he couldn't deny the strange occurrences in Laura's house. Together, they gathered the necessary items and waited for the right moment, dusk. As the sky turned a deep, eerie orange, Laura and Dr. Carter began the ritual. Shadows writhed around them, and the temperature plummeted. The spirits of the lost cult members appeared, their faces twisted in agony. They reached out to Laura, begging for release. With trembling hands, Laura completed the ritual, reciting the ancient incantations. Blood dripped from her hand onto the old book, and a blinding light filled the room. The spirits screamed, and for a moment, it seemed like the whole house was going to collapse. When the light faded, the house was still. The oppressive chill lifted, and the shadows no longer moved on their own. The spirits had been freed, and the gateway was closed. Laura and Dr. Carter emerged from the house, exhausted but victorious. In the days that followed, Laura felt a sense of peace she hadn't known since moving to Greystone. The townspeople, once wary of the old Bennett house, now viewed it with a mix of awe and respect. Laura decided to stay in Greystone, determined to rebuild her life in the town her family had once protected. As for the diary and the ancient book, Laura locked them away in a safe place, knowing that some secrets are better left undisturbed. Greystone returned to its sleepy existence, but the legend of the haunted house and the brave woman who freed the trapped spirits would be told for generations to come. Years later, Laura would occasionally feel a presence in the house, a warm, protective presence that she believed to be her grandmother watching over her. The dusk, once a time of fear, became a time of quiet reflection and remembrance. Laura had faced the darkness and emerged stronger, carrying on the legacy of courage and resilience that defined her family. For more horror stories, please subscribe to this channel.